Hi, Vlad. Thank you so much for coming to BizTalk. How are you today?
Thank you. Very, very well. Very well. Thank you. How are you?
All good. Thank you so much for coming.
My
Before
pleasure.
talking about your venture, shall I give an introduction to who you are?
Absolutely. So my name is Vlad. I'm 29 years old, electrical engineer by heart, manager, engineer by vocation. Did a couple of years in IT consulting, Fortune 500 clients. Did 4 startups. I successfully managed to ruin all of them. I learned a lot of things along the way. And right now we're building ZenHire, which is the world's first artificial intelligence recruiter that interviews people just like a human does within the customer support niche. And um, yeah, super brief intro.
Let's start talking about your venture.
Great. So ZenHire is on a mission to increase the level of harmony in the world by helping people around the world find the right job, not for themselves, not only for their wallets, but also for their souls. How we do that? We believe that the hiring system currently is absolutely broken. Our story started a couple of years ago when my ex-girlfriend Federica was looking to find a job. She sent her CV to 50 places and got 0 replies. She was desperate. She was crying on the couch. She was going through an emotionally very difficult time. Luckily, we reworked her CV. She sent it again to 30 places, got 7 invites, 7 replies, 3 interviews, and 2 job offers. So same person within the time span of 2 weeks, completely different results. Why? Because companies use 20-year-old applicant tracking software for filtering candidates based on the keywords that you have or don't have within your CV. This means that if both of us are applying for business analyst, for example, you have BA, a keyword, business analyst keyword in your CV 3 times, I have it 4 times, I'm going to be interviewed as the better candidate. I'm going to get the interview because the system filters you out. A horrible, horrible way of filtering top talent. CV is also a logical mistake because we are much more than just one piece of paper, and then filtering people based on the keywords that you have within a CV is a mistake. So um, she, even though she was a great candidate, she couldn't get a job because she couldn't receive a chance to show who she was personally and professionally. So this is the problem that we're trying to solve. HR is not having enough time to interview everyone. Companies using 20-year-old technology for filtering top talent, and many other problems that happen because of that down the line.
How you do this? What's the solution?
So the solution is we're building this AI that is interviewing people in real time, just like a human does. So it looks like a human, talks like a human. It's a digital avatar that talks to people kind of like through Zoom, just like we're doing right now. And when talking to people, we can analyze their facial expression, tone of voice, and the logic behind the words that they're saying in order to extract relevant parameters based on which we can objectively and scientifically filter top talent, just like HRs do. So we can extract parameters around vocabulary, fluency, accent, pronunciation, confidence, insecurity, some personality traits. And this is not only an idea, this is what we already have algorithms for. So everything that I mentioned, we can successfully measure. And we've identified that the ideal customer profile that we're targeting are actually big mass hiring call centers. So an average call center has 10,000 employees, for example, that do customer support over the phone. They're usually located in the Philippines, Bangladesh, India, stuff like that. And the average tenure within a position in customer support on the phone is 9 months. So if a company has 10K employees, they're hiring 13K employees per year. And each position receives 100 CVs. That's 1,300,000 CVs per year. So there's no HR department that can handle that. And the current solutions that they're using are most of the companies we've interviewed use the mix of solutions. They use a hiring tool for the CRM. They use Harvard or some other software for assessing psychometrics and some kind of IQ test. And they use Piplet for language testing or Test Gorilla for 1 hour long English language tests. Our solution is much simple. It's a hiring CRM plus an AI. So we give them everything in one place, and they get the AI that can interview people in just 5 minutes, and we can extract much more data and higher quality data than all of our competitors combined in 10 times less the time. So there are huge benefits for businesses.
That's pretty brilliant. Let me ask you, we all know that the hiring system is absolutely broken, has been for a very, very long time since I started many years
Sure.
ago looking for a job. Now, where do you see the breakthrough? Is your system or selecting a fair system? Why? Because many times you say completely right, even if you disclose your sex or you disclose maybe not your sex, I'm a male or female, can be already something bad or good for you.
Yeah.
The
Right.
picture. There are so many topics around how to send a CV. So how do you address these problems? Extremely stressful for anyone who's looking for a job.
Okay, so discrimination using hiring system is something that is a very, very big problem. We believe that evaluating people based on CVs is the biggest form of discrimination because you're it's like trying to buy a car, but then you look only at the rear mirror. It's not really a good proxy of everything that that car is capable of. Um, so that's the biggest evil in this area, let's say. But then also humans, we have our own inherent biases, cultural biases, racial biases, psychological biases, and then the third layer would be using AI. We believe we can be, if we do it adequately, we can be more objective than humans. However, even when building AI systems, there are huge problems. For example, Amazon built an AI system that was evaluating candidates, and then it turned out that it was discriminatory against women. So there are real dangers here. The trick, however, can be to Amazon had a problem because they were building a neural net that was trying to imitate their current hiring patterns because they thought their hiring patterns were correct. But actually, the AI only learned what humans were repeating so many times, which was discriminating against women. But it wasn't that they were discriminating against women; they were actually discriminating against agreeableness and some other character traits that just happened that women that were applying had more of. So actually, they were not discriminating, but it's a tricky subject. And then journalists took it and they said, okay, Amazon discriminated against women. So this can be solved. There are some new papers in artificial intelligence that help us shed light on the black box of AI. So usually when AI systems are trained, you have an input, you have an output, and in between you have a black box, and you don't know what happens inside. So the AI just learns the patterns of how to correlate inputs and outputs. It learns how to imitate your process of hiring. So with some recent breakthroughs in AI, and this is what we're planning to implement, is we can see inside the black box, and we can eliminate the stuff that are potentially discriminatory, such as race, age, gender, those kinds of sensitive stuff. So we can really build AI that is unbiased.
I mean, in terms of IP, the technology, the intellectual property, all belongs to you, your team.
Mm-hmm. Correct. We're building everything in-house.
What about the business model behind it?
The business model is simple. We charge per user of the app. That's a one fee. And then we charge per applicant interviewed, around $1 per applicant interviewed. So some of our ideal clients that we will be targeting are currently hiring currently have more than 500,000 or more than 1 million applications per year. And with the price point of $1 per applicant, one client is going to be bringing us 1 million per year. I know this sounds a lot, but actually, if you think about it, 74% of all contact centers around the world make more than 250 million per year. So those are big players, very big companies. And people and hiring people is the primary driver of value for them because it's all about outsourcing. 97% of people that are working in contact centers are the contact support agents that are being outsourced. So they are really used to investing a lot of money in hiring. It's not a vitamin, it's really a painkiller for them.
I mean, is your system more fit for big companies with high level hiring or for any kind of company?
So we plan to make our software only specifically for customer support call center hiring. Why? Because first of all, the volumes are super high, and secondly, we are building really niche specific algorithms that are able to measure niche specific skills for customer support, such as language parameters, patience, confidence, the ability to keep cool under stress, the ability to multitask and stuff like that. So all skills that are important within customer support. And this is actually our unique selling point. There are many AI solutions that are trying to boil the ocean and trying to make a one-size-fit-all solution for all industries. And then there are solutions that focus only on customer support, but those solutions that focus on customer support, they don't have any AI component, and the assessments last more than 1 hour. So we combine customer support niche and AI to make a super effective solution to dominate this niche.
I mean, is this market big enough to scale?
Huge, more than 100 billion.
That's pretty massive. So where are you standing today?
We've been building this for the last 11 months effectively. We have a team of 8, 6 engineers, 2 salespeople, and 1 HR/psychology consultant who is helping us train the AI by mapping her brain. So the way in which she evaluates candidates in a professional way, we're infusing into the AI algorithms that we're having. We've made a lot of progress. We finished our CRM. So we have 2 parts of the solution: the hiring app, which you get to use, and then the AI that is a layer on top of the app that does all the filtering for the HR. We've built algorithms for measuring accent, fluency, vocabulary, pronunciation that work with 90% plus accuracy, so really good algorithms. And we are solidifying algorithms for measuring insecurity, confidence, patience, teamwork, and stuff like that. So we plan to hit the market. We're actually already hitting the market by testing our AI solution with some clients. And we plan to finish our app CRM and consolidate our AI algorithms and really start selling within the next 3 to 6 months.
I mean, I do believe. I'm pretty confident you had to have some kind of voice recognition. Now, when it comes to language,
Correct. We operate in English only for now, and we don't plan to expand in other languages until we really master everything that there is to master related to English. And that also makes sense because most of customer support in third world countries, so the countries that with low economies such as Bangladesh, Pakistan, and those that are usually hosting these big call centers, they usually work for the Western market because Western companies outsource call centers in cheaper places, let's say.
that's correct. I mean, still English is pretty much the most used language, so it's already enough to cover. But what I would like to ask is your system ready one day to cover, for example, Chinese, to cover Spanish, which are still very well spoken language?
Sure. So that's a fair question. Currently, 70% of all the algorithms that we're building are language agnostic. So there is a potential for most of our algorithms to be deployed to other languages because they don't strictly relate. We don't strictly analyze only the words that are being spoken, but how do you say those words? What kind of emotions they're exhibiting? What kind of tone of voice? What kind of facial microexpression, and so on, in combination with the words. So yes, I do visualize us being able to switch to other languages at some point in the future, although it's not a strategic priority for us because even with English only, we can have a very profitable business.
I mean, what about the next step? You are fundraising now?
We're fundraising currently, yes.
How much?
We need more than 550K, and we're also probably entering this program called Catapult in Serbia, which gives another 300K as a grant. So we're raising either 850K without the Catapult or 550K with the Catapult.
So funding will be used for what? R&D, marketing, sales?
90% product, 80% product, and then 20% would be sales.
So how do you are you going to scale in terms of marketing and which market is going to be approached?
That's really the least of our concerns in this industry because we're dealing with super huge clients where one client will bring us more than 500K in revenue, probably even 1 to 2 million in revenue. So we only need 20 or 30 clients to close the game. As a B2B SaaS, which is amazing compared to other B2B SaaS businesses that need thousands of clients to give them 30, 40 bucks per month. So we have already lined up more than 300 clients in our pipeline, and we started reaching out to them. And this is something we estimate that we'll be going to be able to close more than 10 clients in the next year, 2023, only with our head of sales and one other salesperson working on sales.
So applicants will be for free. Who's going to apply for a job is not going to pay. The companies must pay.
Exactly. Companies are using our tools, they are paying that, and they filter candidates with our solution. Also, I'd like to mention that one of the big pain points that we're solving, not only for companies. So our solution brings 80% cost and time saving for the HR department, up to 50 times better talent acquisition quality, because you're actually filtering people on who they are personally and professionally, measuring their parameters objectively. But most importantly, we also work our solution affects very strongly the employer brand of our clients. Why? Well, because if you don't give any feedback, you appear to be a douchebag in the eyes of all the applicants. If you give some feedback, doesn't really matter. You're not a douchebag, but you usually companies send templated answers which aren't really of added value to applicants. What applicants really need, especially when they're in an emotionally heavy personal situation, between jobs, career transition, doubting themselves. And you can imagine, if someone is doubting themselves and then sending 100 applications and receiving 0 replies, it's very hard psychologically. So people really want and respect and appreciate feedback. However, companies are afraid to give feedback because that can be then used as a lawsuit against the company, whatnot. We believe we have the solution for this problem. Our AI assessment, while analyzing candidates, produces more than 100 very specific, very personal data points on the applicant. And based on these data points, we can provide very personal and very actionable feedback that can really help the person. So what would happen, for example, would be you would apply to some position, you wouldn't pass, and then our software would send you a deep fake video feedback with the face of the HR telling you, hey, Max, you were really good. You were in the top 15% of candidates. Unfortunately, we decided to go onwards with the top 10% because here are the dimensions where you were great. Here are the XYZ dimensions where you weren't so great. And here are X1, Y1, Z1 courses for you to improve on those dimensions. So then the touch point with the company doesn't only, it's not only a point of stress, it's a point of growth. It's an opportunity to get some very actionable personal feedback and use it to grow, which we believe is good karma. And then at the same time, there is a way to provide this feedback without creating a problem of receiving lawsuits, which we also tackle. So
let me ask you. I mean, on the company side, my concern is, okay, I want to find the right perfect candidate possible, the best man, the best fit. On the applicant side, if I want to apply for a job, it can be possible that one day, or maybe you're already doing, the AI or anyone is going to reply to me that, you know what, actually you are applying for the wrong job. Not only the curricula is written not correctly, but actually your profile fit for this because we have already track record of these kind of jobs. I do believe many people apply for the wrong job.
correct. That's another problem. That's a very interesting problem to be solved. We're not currently focused on that problem, so we're not focused on matchmaking between companies and people. We are focused on filtering people for that specific company. However, we do believe that our mission of raising the level of harmony in the world will be achieved even better if we help people find the right jobs. Because if they find the right jobs, they're actually living a more fulfilled life, right?
Yep.
So they're happier. So they emanate this positive energy into the world and into the universe, which overall creates a positive effect for society. So that's an important problem. And after we've tackled the first problem of filtering fully, we do plan to offer our solution through an API to big players such as LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, matchmaking platforms, to really allow them to leverage our technology to help people with matchmaking as well.
Let me ask you, this is my last because unfortunately we have a limited time. What's your
Sure.
vision? You're an entrepreneur. What's your vision?
So the midterm vision is to become the #1 hiring software within the customer support niche using artificial intelligence technology, and to be recognized as a leader within this field for hiring. So to be able to be the tool that provides the highest quality talent filtering solution that is the most efficient from a time perspective, and a solution that is able to satisfy also applicant user experience the most in terms of giving feedback and really helping people feel good while being hired, not only stressing.
The ultimate, the long vision.
So the long vision is to help 1 billion people find their soul aligned jobs and do so in a stressless way.
Vlad, thank you so much for coming to BizTalk. It's been a great pleasure, and thank you again. Good luck.
Thank you, Max, for the invitation.
Hope we can help you in a quick match to raise this fund. Thank you
Thanks
so
a
much.
lot. We hope as well.